Who want one last trip to the long trail?
I made a video where I was talking about Miruzu's connection to Ogre and all of the details that's packed into one, her design, but then two, her stage. You can see Ogre symbols all over her bracelets, her ankle bracelets, like her everything, right? You could go back and watch that video and check it out. But when I was looking in the comment section, I seen one person say, Kazuya has red eyes with the devil gene. I was talking about in the video how Harada's tweet was referring to how Miruzu has red eyes, and that will be explained once more information about the character is revealed. You know, we were all thinking about the red eyes being connected to Ogre, maybe Mokujin, but then when I seen this comment talking about Kazuya, my first reaction was like, what? Like, what is this guy talking about? Kazuya? Red eyes, the devil gene? There is no possible way. I thought this person was just yapping. But then my YouTuber brain kicked in and I was like, wait a minute. Let me actually go look and see what a side-by-side comparison actually looks like. And then I eventually made this, where you have basically all of the red eyes that are featured in Tekken 8. And it's a side-by-side comparison. Quite honestly, her eye looks just the same as all of the Devil Gene carriers. When they show something in a trailer, it usually is exactly what we think it is. I remember when they first showed the Tekken 8 teaser story and Kazuya didn't have his red eye, and I was like, oh yeah, he lost his Devil Gene. I remember they showed Zafina running to the Coliseum, and then they showed Kazuya in his true devil form, and I was like, oh yeah, Kazuya took the Devil Gene Azazel from Zafina, and I was right. So the fact that her eye is a Devil Gene eye, I mean, if I was to bet money, I would say it's probably somehow the Devil Gene. But what I will say about this, and I think this is where things could be different. All of the Devil Gene carriers from Reina, Jin, their eyes is not permanently red. In the story, because Kazuya, his gameplay, I think his eyes are always red. The fact that their eyes only like blink red, like flicker red, but her eyes, as we saw in the teaser, is permanently red, does that mean something different? Also, if you take into consideration that this character is connected to Ogre and she probably has some supernatural powers, because, you know, I found that screenshot from Tekken Mobile where Ogre literally says, "Mortals, you have proven your strength. Submit to my will and I will increase your power 1,000-fold." He said this in Tekken Mobile, which is not canon, but he still said it to Kazuya and Nina as they were fighting. They were fighting to the death. Ogre was watching and he was pleased by what he saw. And instead of killing them or doing whatever he normally does, he wanted to recruit them. Now, the idea that I have here is that Ogre could have either one, been awoken by Miruzu, or like something of that nature. They had a fight and Ogre was basically like happy with the fight. He was like, oh, you're actually pretty strong. Join me. And where Kazuya and Nina said no in Tekken Mobile, she probably says yes. And then once she says yes, then Ogre basically buffs her. Because here's the thing that we talked about as well. It's like, we don't even know where Ogre comes from. We don't even know where the Jinpapi spirit, where the spirit that possessed Jinpapi came from. A lot of these spirits and entities, like, are they all connected to the Devil Gene, to Azazel? Azazel is said to be like the rectifier of all things. Like, he is propped up as like the number one. And we don't know if some of these other creatures are connected to him, are underneath him, or are they totally separate. When you talk about the character Mokujin, we know that Mokujin is kind of connected to all of these entities. Mokujin only awakes when like a demon shows up, and not just like the Devil Gene, because the Devil Gene is existing in pretty much every Tekken. He doesn't wake up in no Tekkens except for 3, 5, and 6, and those are the ones with Ogre, Jinpapi, and Azazel. So the fact that Mokujin has the same eyes as Ogre, but he's connected to all of these demons, I mean, I think if we knew more about Mokujin, we could probably like have a better understanding of all of this, because I mean, really all of these boss type demonic creatures seems to be connected, and really it's connected in the eyes. Azazel kind of has the eyes, like this is a very like blurry, rough image, but you can see that his eyes are very similar to True Devil Kazuya. and True Devil Kazuya is kind of similar to Ogre and similar to all of them. So I mean, it kind of does connect like all of these characters together. I don't know how specifically the eyes need to match up. I don't know if the developers are really gonna nitpick like, this one isn't the perfect shade of red, so it's a different thing. But I mean, if I didn't know any better and so someone showed me this image, I would be like, oh yeah, all of these are the same exact thing. So basically where I'm going with this is you can fall into two categories. One, you're one of the people who don't think this is connected to the devil gene, and then fair enough. She is only connected to Ogre. She will probably have some Ogre-like abilities, but then that's it. But if you're one of the people who thinks this is connected to the devil gene, then okay. One, can she activate the devil gene? Does she actually has the devil gene? One thing that I will say as well is that both Ogre and devil gene users both use telekinesis. They both use that force, like Darth Vader choke. They force choke each other. Devil gene does it, Ogre does it, and I believe even Kazuya tried to do it to devil gene in the story. They all use the force choke. Once again, these powers are so similar to one another, and I mean, no one has ever flat out said that Ogre is somehow related to the devil gene, but with Miru kind of being what appears to be the bridge to both, kind of like Mokujin is, I just wanted to bring up this question and ask you guys, like, what do you think? Literally, the final thing that was said in the story is once they awaken their... Now, okay, so let me explain the setup. So Heihachi was a good guy. We all know the story was terrible, but he was a good guy doing good guy things, meditating, being one with nature and whatnot. And then up in the sky, Jin and Kazuya were fighting. You can actually see the blue and purple, devil genes blow up in the sky. And them blowing up in the sky is what sent all of the rocks that, because, Kazuya threw that big ball and that ball blew up everything in space. When they blew up in space, it sent everything back down. One of those rocks came directly at Kazuya, or Heihachi. Heihachi stood up and he basically headbutted it, and then that's when he got back his memories of being evil. A lot of people say that he definitely was aware of what was happening up above the sky. I mean, if you look at the scene, he doesn't even look up at them. He just stands up very calmly, very slowly, and then attacks the boulder. So he had some kind of third perspective awareness of what was happening. But did he know exactly that their devil genes was being erased? The reason why that question is so important is because once he goes evil, once he beats up Lydia, Eddie, and Yoshimitsu, he then says, once their devil genes awaken, my plan will fall into place. Who is they? Who's he talking about? Currently, right now, there's 5 people he could be talking about. 1 and 2 is Jin and Kazuya. Like we said, he's seen them lose their devil gene. Did he know that was them up there? If he did, and if he is referring to them, the question that I would ask is, how is Jin and Kazuya re-unlocking their devil genes a part of Heihachi's plan? In my opinion, that seems like it would destroy his plan. And what kind of plan is that? You plan to have your son and grandson lose their devil gene, but then also too, what kind of trash plan is that? Your plan is for your son and grandson to have their devil genes, lose it, and then gain it back. And then once they gain it back, then you could do something. That's why I don't think he's talking about Jin and Kazuya, because it just doesn't make sense. It's a lot of Heihachi knowing what he shouldn't know and doing what he shouldn't do. It makes much more sense that he is talking about character number 3, which is Reina. We know that Reina all throughout Tekken 8 was trying to unlock her devil gene. And we know that Heihachi 100% knows that she has the devil gene because when Heihachi destroyed the Kazumi's clan, which is the Hachijo, he destroyed that clan and saved one girl. That one girl was a baby. That baby eventually grew up, and then he had a kid with that baby. That baby of that baby is Reina. So he knows that Reina definitely has the devil gene, and he probably would be planning something for that, right? So I think he's definitely talking about Reina. But now the second person, who else is he talking about? 4 could be Reina's mother. We don't know if she's alive. The way that Harada was talking about her, it doesn't seem like she's dead. We also know that your devil gene only unlocks when you get into a traumatic experience, and it's very easy to believe that Reina's mother never got in that situation, and she was taken very good care of, protected, and her devil gene never unlocked. So Heihachi could be talking about Reina and her mother unlocking their devil gene and teaming up against Kazuya and Jin. That would make sense. But the newest addition to the story is character number 5, which is Miru. We know that Heihachi did a lot of research into Ogre. That was Tekken 3 was all about. He knew where to find that Ogre temple. He probably is aware of the other temples. He tried to use Ogre's power to make himself immortal, enhance himself. This is very heavy speculation. He could have done something with Madagascar and Miru and the Ogre of that region, and something with the Devil Gene, and he could have. I don't know. I think when Heihachi says that once they unlock their Devil Genes, he's definitely talking about Reina. But is he talking about Miru? That would be super crazy. I don't know if the Tekken developers would do something as like strange as having Heihachi have another child. Like, oh, this is another child of Heihachi, Miru, and she's from Madagascar, and she has this enhancement from Ogre, but also the Devil Gene. First off, I really want to know what you guys think, whether or not you think this is a good story, and would you be blown away by this? Would Heihachi be goated, or is this just so much confusion? Is it so contrived? Is it so bad? Tekken could very much go this direction, but it also can go in a totally different direction that we can't even perceive.